Or I would guess probably a rapid game, the second one. Okay, so this is a game that you won. Let's check this out. All right. Looks like a quick game. Ooh, 84% accuracy. Secret CTBV. Holy moly, coming in here with the big guns. In the notation chat, I can see a lot of question marks, though, I will say. Let's peep. E4, okay. Knight F6. Knight F3. D6, okay. Maybe going to like some modern. And E5. Okay, so this is transformed into like a weird version of the Philidor. D3, okay, so this is kind of a classic Scholars opening. And he has not yet committed the knight to F6 here. A lot of times in these positions, it's even good to like go to D4. And another thing too, sometimes in these openings, because of this diagonal, it's a really, really high value place to put your bishop. This is Malibu beachfront, and you're staring right at the lady in the window here. We want to wait most of the time in this opening until black puts their knight on f6. So when we play bishop g5, we pin it. Okay, so I'll show you. If we play something like bishop e2, black's most natural move here is to play knight f6, and then something like bishop g5 maybe. Now, it kind of is a little bit different here just because the bishop has a square on e7, but this typically is pretty good. Especially in these openings too, we want to just get castled and open up the center. So just keep that in mind. But bishop e3 is still fine. I'm not even harping at you. I'm just trying to find some things to talk about. So bishop e3. Let's keep going. Knight. Ooh, knight b4. So he's going in for the kill. And my question, chat, is what is black threatening here? Does anybody know? It's really hard to see. And yes, the reason why it's so hard to see is because black is threatening nothing. Kick this guy away. This knight just wasted a whole move. He's just got to go back. This is a big like shoe moment. He's a mosquito that just landed on your back. Get the heck out of here. But D4. Oh, I got ads on Twitch. I'm sorry. D4 is still a good move though. Like we want to break open the center, but thrust this knight away. Takes. Bishop takes is interesting here. Normally, we want to put our knights in the center. This knight just becomes an octopus. Oh my god, look at this guy. He's got tentacles everywhere. You can maybe pick up this bishop on e6 and plant the queen on h5. The knight is normally the piece that belongs in the center here. So, best move is to put your knights in the center. Bishop takes is not bad, though. You're not blundering anything. But he can just kick you out. He played c5. And then you got to go right back, right? Bishop e3. So you kind of wasted a move. If this was your knight, however, you could take this bishop on e6, grab yourself a juicy little bishop pair, and run away into the sunset. Queen f6. He's trying to get ballsy on you. Now I think is also an opportune moment to maybe play a3 or even bishop b5 check. Develop with check here and try to castle your king. Ooh. So we got a little too defensive here. So this is like okay instincts. This is turtle instincts, and it kind of tells me a little bit of how you are as a player here. Because you see the big bad queen come over here. Oh, you did b5 later? Okay, good. You see the big bad queen here coming and tickling your knight on c3, and you want to protect your pony. However, you already got a pawn that's got your back here, and the queen is not about to give herself up for some horse, right? So bishop d2 does two things that are bad. It puts your bishop in a worse spot. And also now you've moved this bishop 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the opening. And we're on move 9. You've spent half your moves moving this bishop. Okay. Go to deals. What's up, baby? Been using those lightning strips. So here, when we're in this position, our knight's already okay, right? We gotta get these pieces active. That's why I like bishop b5 check, because then we're gonna be clear to castle, and then we can crash through in the center. Black's king is still stuck in the middle. And when you see stuff like that, you got to be like, dude, I got to absolutely surround this man and destroy him as soon as I possibly can. So get your pieces active. Bishop d2, that's like locking yourself in a jail cell. 20K my face soon, bro. I got affiliate on Twitch, which is super nice. I got some subs now. Life is good. d5, bishop b5 check, good. You're still good here. Knight, and now, did you play this move? You did. Good eye. E takes d5 with a fork. You're attacking both of these pieces at the same time. Really, really good, dude. He long castles. And now you take one of the pieces. I would maybe take at the knight, so you ruin his pawn structure over here, right? If we take here, oops, excuse me, not that. If we take here, pawn takes back. These pawns suck, and now there's like nothing in front of the king. We can give a check here, castle, and then start throwing our pieces straight at the king. Okay? So this is still chill. You took the bishop instead. Totally fine. Bishop is still a valuable piece. Queen takes with check. Knight back to e2. I almost say you can kind of consolidate your advantage and play queen e2. If he queen trades, well, then you're just up a piece. Knight e2 kind of locks your queen into a prison here. Maybe you could play c3 and get it out later, but queen f5. Okay. Bishop takes c6 is a good move, doing that pawn structure ruining that I was just talking about. Knight g3, attack the queen, queen back to f6, and then we castle. We castle finally on move 16. Queen takes b2 is a mistake, though. Did you play the right move? You did not here. So one of the things that we've talked about on the stream before is that the b2 pawn normally is like a non-issue, especially in this position, because it allows you to put your rook on the best file on the whole board. You're cutting off squares to the king, and you're about to entrap this man and checkmate him, and his family will never hear from him ever again. Queen e2 kind of just allows the queen to chill. Maybe she can just like take on c2, which she did. Ooh, I'm gonna eat my words. She had to go queen a3. Now you have queen a6 check. Amazing. Did he play king b8? He did. Now you have checkmates everywhere here. Bishop f4 check, great. Oh, you have mate in one, and you did it. Wow, very, very good, dude. All right, we'll do TLDR. Here, maybe waiting to put the bishop on g5 in these openings. Up to you. It's also really good to crash through in the center. Here, especially in these positions, d4 is the best moves because takes is good. It's called the Scotch opening, so check it out. Bishop e3, not bad though. This move was a nothing burger. Yo. Box menth? Is that box of menthols? That's fire. Yes. Yes, bro. No, this is a good game. Especially at 400 elo, bro. You're playing better than Jinxie, I'll tell you that much. This move was just a nothing burger. Kick him away. Shoo, fly. Shoo. d4. Still good. Oh, and then the other thing is we want to bring our knights to the center normally. Knights instead of bishops to the center. Bishops are snipers, bro. They need to be far away from their target to be really effective, where knights are kind of like these mid-range pieces. And where's the best place for a mid-range piece? In the middle of the board. So knight takes d4 would have been more commanding here. Bishop takes his chill here, bishop back, and then the principal. We normally don't want to move one piece 4 times in the opening. My OTB right now is 1900. My peak when I was 15 was 2050, 2075. Bishop b5. Knight c6. Takes, castles. This fork was really nice. Good job. You take the bishop. Also talking about destroying the pawn structure when you have the opportunity to, which you did eventually with the bishop, which is fire. And then this is really good. Queen e2, sneaky move going to queen a6. Rook b1 I also like. And then just taking care of business. Wipe the windows with this dude. Mop the floor, wipe the windows. Whopped him. Clobbered this man. So great game, dude. Thank you for sending that in. Hopefully you learned a little bit that you can impart onto your next game. But yeah, that was fire. Move the Jester to 9i. The Jester's on the camera right now. Of course, dude. Anytime. Whole point is to learn and get better. All right. Let's see what's going on here. My bullet rating, I literally lost 150 points on bullet. I can play rapid game, though. I don't know if we have any more games in the Discord. Let me just see. Doesn't look like it. Oh, Mango King did send me a game. But he's not in the chat right now. The Traxler is a good opening against the Fried Liver. It's incredibly fun, but it's also very theory tight. You got to know your lines. You can't just like play bishop takes f2 and then wing it, because then you'll just end up from the opening out like down a piece. But white is better with precise play. I know nobody asked, but I'm going to say it anyways. My preferred line against the Fried Liver is called the Fritz attack. So Fried Liver is e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop f6, and then knight g5. And the Traxler is this move, bishop c5, knight takes, bishop takes f2. And the best move here for white is king f1, and white escapes slightly better. It's very tricky, though. Like, if you play this and you're booked up and your opponent doesn't know this, you can wreck them here. Takes. There's, like, so many moves that immediately lose. Bro, follow me. You ain't making no mistakes, twin. I'm going to follow you right back. But what I recommend here is this move d5. Okay, this is the main refutation. Pawn takes. And then the cleanest, like, no theory refutation is knight a5, just to, hit this bishop so that f7 is no longer a target. But a really, really interesting move here is knight d4. And this is also a pretty good line for white if they play correctly. The best move here is c3, and then you have to go knight f5 and kind of deal with the consequences. If d6, though, we can survive with knight takes d6, and f7 is okay. But a lot of times people get carried away and they want to take on f7, and they play this move d6. And the beauty behind it is that we can actually just take back, and after knight takes, queen c6, and black is devastatingly winning here. Okay, we're hitting the bishop, and the bishop's job is to protect the knight. If they take the rook, we have queen takes g2. Mango King! Oh my god, I missed you. I was just you dropped a game in the Discord, right? All right, but yeah, we have this move, queen takes g2, and white's only move is to go rook f1 here. Otherwise, he loses the rook. And then we have queen e4 check, and a bishop e2, knight f3 checkmate. Come on now. That is poetry in motion.